So this is not going to be a long video. This is going to be kind of like a post reaction. Just want to get my thoughts out. But first I want to say it has begun. Yes, the Wano-War has officially started. If you watch Brago Diaz, he said that he was not going to turn his stream into a power scaling stream. 30 minutes later, or 10 minutes later, when he brings his boys in, it becomes 1 hour straight of toxicity power scaling. And I love it. It's wonderful. It's funny because every week we're going to be power scaling. You cannot try to hide or run away from the One Piece power scaling. Now, the One Piece power scaling system, it is completely effed. Like, it is broken. It is so difficult to power scale in One Piece. But we cannot run away from this. The Wano-War is it's starting. It has begun. As Luffy said, it's an all-out war. So we can't try to downplay the power scaling. We can't try to, oh, I don't want to indulge in some toxicity. No, we're gonna be getting toxic here on YouTube, on Twitter, on the One Piece forums, on in the Discords. It's about to get extremely toxic. Can you imagine if you were reading Marineford Weekly? Now, if you were reading Marineford Weekly, please tell me in the comment section down below. Was it toxic? I would assume so. Actually, I would assume not, because maybe more people were polite, and the power scaling at that time was not broken. It was not all over the place as it is now. So I'm going to talk about the upcoming fights and hope to God Oda doesn't off screen. Now, here's the thing. In Marineford, we're getting clashes. And then in a few moments, we get a full fight between somebody like Kizaru and Marco, between someone like Akainu and Whitebeard. We'll get like a full 5 to 10 minute fight, and then after that, we'll get some clashes. That was the Marineford formula. I hope to Goda that he does nothing like that. Actually, I think the best war of a fight, or how do I say this? Kishimoto in Naruto, even though some fights were utter garbage, and there's a lot of fights that are just coming into my mind that are just plain trash. Even though the fights in the war were garbage, a lot of them were so fascinating and so interesting that they were a full episode. And I think my favorite, aside from like Madara versus the Shinobi Alliance, was Zabuza and Haku reanimated versus Kakashi and Sakura. That was such an, oh no, the 7 ninja swordsmen, oh man, when they were revived and they were having their own fights. Beautiful, beautiful. I hope Oda does something similar to that, where he gives a fight maybe 2 chapters or 3 chapters where the anime can have a full episode. But knowing Oda, we may not get that. But let's talk about the fights right now. Right now we have Kaido versus the Scabbards. We have Ulti versus Yamato, which is, oh my god, yes. I'm going to be talking about this in a bit. And then we have Luffy, what it looks like Luffy versus Big Mom. Like, I'm looking at this panel right here. I'm on page, what is it, page 10. Straw Hat, Big Mom, I'm busy right now. And then you have Luffy facing Big Mom, and then you have Yamato finding Ulti. Are you telling me right now, are you telling me right now that we're about to see Luffy 1v1 Big Mom? Oh my goodness. You can't see me right now, but my smile, my cheeks are hurting. This is like, oh, pause. Wait, no homo. I didn't mean it that way. But I'm smiling so damn hard right now because I don't want to believe that we're about to see Luffy versus Big Mom. I don't want to believe in that. I do not want, if that actually happens, can we say Luffy is Yonko level? Outrageous. So we have Kaido versus the Scabbards, Luffy versus Big Mom, Ulti versus Yamato. These are the 3 present fights, or the 3 current potential fights that we're about to see right now. Queen, I believe he's about to fight someone. Marco and Perospero have joined up and they're about to fight someone as well. And I don't want to get into that. We're going to talk about that next week when it, does get revealed, or One Piece is on break. But when it does get revealed who they're fighting, we'll talk about that. But the point I'm trying to make is that we have 3 fights that could either be on screen or go off screen. We have 3 fights that 1 is power scaling another character, 2 confirming a character's power level, and 3 questioning a character's power level. So the questioning is Luffy's character, the confirming is Ulti and Yamato's power level, and the power scaling up is the Scabbards. Now in the beginning, well actually I don't have a problem with the Scabbards landing a hit on Kaido, because as we've seen before in the beginning of the chapter, Kaido not only has a physical scar of Odin, but a psychological scar as well. So Kaido has PTSD, and I want to believe that this is the first character that we've ever seen in One Piece, as far as like fighting, that has a mental issue. And yes, I said mental issue because Kaido is a drunk. We don't know why he's a drunk. We don't know why he likes to get hurt. We don't know why he wants to die. We know nothing of Kaido's nature and his backstory, but we have an understanding of his philosophy, and now we have a good understanding of his psychological state, or his psyche, or his psychology, excuse me. We have a good understanding that Odin left a nasty scar, not physically, but as well as just psychologically. That's beautiful. And when I say I want to believe, because I think Doflamingo, now this is not in terms of fighting, but when Doflamingo, there's some times where Doflamingo, you can actually go back and see where he's just mentally like effed up, like he's just tired. And it's not like a mental issue, but there is some psychology behind Doflamingo, which deserves its own video. So the fight I want to talk about most is Ulti versus Yamato. And what I love about here is Yamato says, "This is the day when I become Kozuki Odin at last." And Ulti, I love her. And if you've been following me on Twitter, you would know my feelings for this character and where I power scaled this character. I believe that the Flying Six are all commander levels. Some are third, some are second, and some are potentially first. I'm not going to say who. But at the top of the ladder, I believe X-Drake is the strongest. I don't think he's the first division commander level. I don't think so. But I think there's someone at the #1 spot with X-Drake who I do believe could be in that area. Take a guess for yourself who you think I think that character is, all right? Because I don't want to go all toxic. I don't want to start a flame war in the comment section, but I do think the Flying Six are all powerful in the commander tier. Now, Ulti, I believe she's second tier. I do believe she is a second tier division commander, or second division commander, or second commander. Sweet, something somewhere similar to Cracker, but also a mix of Jack. Jack and Cracker are third division commanders, but I'm saying here Ulti is second division commander. And if we go back to 985, I believe. What was the chapter that Ulti overpowered Luffy? Was it in 985? Right now I'm on 985. Hold on, everybody. No, I think it was like a couple chapters ago, but basically Ulti overpowered Luffy to the point where Luffy had to go Gear 4. I don't care what anybody says. There's a lot of people making excuses that, Luffy had to go Gear 4 because there was 5 people on him. Absolutely not. We have seen multiple occasions of One Piece characters, specifically Luffy, being overwhelmed, being gangbanged. Is there another word for gangbang? Like blitz? Like sneak attacks? Or let's just go with gangbang, right? It's a 5 versus 1 on Luffy, and Luffy, what does Luffy do? King's Hockey. If Ulti was as weak as everyone says, Luffy would have just King's Hockey her, right? And I don't want to go into the King's Hockey discussion. I think Ulti We'll talk about this in a separate video, in a power scaling video. But if ulti was just as weak as everyone says, then Luffy would not have to use Gear 4th. Her strength as a Zoan is tremendous, to the point that Gear 4th Luffy is necessary. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. And this is gonna be hype. So with that being said, again, this is just a reaction, not a goddamn review or anything. But man, that's the fight I'm looking forward to the most. The Scabbards versus Kaido, meh. Well, let's talk about the ending. Nekomamushi. Who is Nekomamushi fighting? I don't know. Do I care? No. But to see his moon form, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. So with that being said, I've given everything that I want to talk about, and yeah, I mean, like, there's nothing else to talk about, but man, the power scaling is gonna be hilarious. I mean, we already have, again, as I previously mentioned, 3 power scaling topics related. You have the Scabbards being power scaled up, you have Luffy's power scaling being questioned, and you have Ulti and Yamato's power scaling being confirmed, that they're kind of like in the commander level. So we're getting 3 fights, and I hope to Goda he does not off-screen them. I am Anime Fan Talk, and I'll see you all in the next video.